In order to gain competitive advantage, firms make different kinds of moves. These might include making a first mover advantage to enter into a market with a new product, or to become the first mover. Or this might also mean firms come with a very radical innovation. This might also mean firms sometimes adopt what is called a blue ocean strategic move by entering into a new market, by creating a new market rather than competing head on. Firms might make a bricolage move by combining existing strategies and existing strengths. Firms might make a foothold move by entering into a new market in a minor way to wait and watch. When these moves are made, competitors are actively watching. They need to make counter moves. So the gist of this presentation is to provide a glimpse of what those counter moves could be. One of the most common counter moves is when firms realize that they do not win by competing. Mutual forbearance. Mutual forbearance refers to an understanding that, or realization that firms know, hey, I cannot do this. One good example is United Airlines and Southwest. Earlier on, United thought it was the stronger of the two. It did have advantage over Southwest in certain markets within the United States. And United tried to punish Southwest in those markets. But Southwest had advantage in some other areas and then they retaliated. Finally, both United and Southwest understood that it is better to forbear. So mutual forbearance is one way of uh, uh, reacting to a competitive move. Leave your competitor. Don't tickle your competitor. Don't disturb your competitor. Remain your leadership in certain market segments, certain markets that you are strong. Whether or not a firm will respond to a competitive move by a competitor depends on three factors. These are awareness of the move, the motivation to counteract, and the capabilities, both static and dynamic capabilities, that a firm has at its disposal to counteract. Sometimes firms just do not have the market intelligence to know the moves of competitors or the implications of those moves. So they just neglect it or they don't even become aware of it. Sometimes firms are not motivated to act. They think, oh, this is a minor move, or we cannot worry about this move because we don't have the capabilities. So it depends on these three factors. When it comes to counter moves, the easiest thing to do is to start a price war. Price wars are very attractive, alluring, and it incites the animal instincts in man and organizations led by men. But these price wars could lead to a vigorous competition in price, and one or both the rivals might decimate in that process. Price wars are an effective strategy at the best in short terms. It cannot sustain. Given these, a lot of thinkers on strategy advocate that in many circumstances, competition is not as good as cooperation. As long as you get what you want, as long as you are comfortable, you are satisfied in your market, do not go for head-on collision. Strategic alliances and joint ventures are often proposed to gain the best out of cooperation. Cooperative moves may allow firms to enjoy successes that might not otherwise be reached. There are different kinds of cooperative moves. One of them is what is called joint venture. A joint venture creates between two parties. It creates a new entity, a new legal entity. It's a cooperative agreement that creates a new legal entity. Its next cousin is a strategic alliance. Strategic alliance is an alliance between two organizations, but that alliance maintains the uniqueness of each partners, but does not create a third entity. It does not create a new entity. A third kind of cooperative move is to co-locate the products of different competing firms into the same geographical area, for example. That has got distinct advantages in terms of leveraging certain economies of scale. A fourth kind of cooperative move is what could be called co-opetition. It's a crossbreed of competition and cooperation. In this co-opetition, firms blend certain elements of competition, but deliberately, intentionally make an agreement that we won't compete on certain other aspects. So this is good because competition preserves the spirit of innovation. It gives opportunities for each firms in the space to be distinct in some way, while giving an opportunity for competitors to survive. There may be a competition for the top rank, but the players in the field ensure that no one loses out. So that is a kind of competition and a cooperation. There are numerous factors that need to be considered when a firm decides how to respond to a competitive move, a strategic move by its competition, by its competitors. Firms need to be motivated, they need to be capable, and they need to be aware. The worst case is when you are not aware of what the competition does. The second worst case is you do not know the implications of your awareness. The third situation is you are aware but you are not motivated enough. The fourth situation is you are aware of the competition, you are aware of their moves, you are motivated, but you don't have the capabilities to respond. In these situations, firms often decide, as I discussed before, to find ways to cooperate. But it also depends upon the dominant player. If the dominant player knows that it can win easily, then it may decide not to cooperate. So it's very important. It's a very important factor that is not often discussed. But cooperation, even though it is considered to be a poetically correct way of doing things, the competition may not want to do it. Your primary competitor, if he or she thinks, I am the lion, I am the emperor, I am the king, I can do it myself without the help of others, that firm might decide to decimate all the competitors